What is Lyft Extra Comfort? Lyft in LA now has extra comfort for passengers. It took 6 days from October 18th for Lyft drivers to lose the Lux and preferred ride types. If you're hearing this date for the first time, Lyft has stated they would be removing Lyft Lux and Lyft preferred ride types starting October 18th until early November. Let me know if you still have Lux in your market and if the passenger app in your area is still allowing you to take Lux rides. Those two ride types would then be replaced by the new ride type, Extra Comfort. It took an additional day for Extra Comfort to show up on the Lyft Rider app. At least that was the case for my Rider app. I assume they had a small amount of people that had early access because I was receiving Lyft Extra Comfort ride requests. As we get into pricing, take a second and squish that like button. It helps me out a bunch, and I really appreciate your support. So far, it seems the pricing is very similar to the previous Lux rates. The previous Lux rates were about $60 an hour rate. At least, that's the minimum rate I would accept from a Lyft Lux ride. Write in the comments what rates you would get driving Lyft Lux. Rides could potentially be just under that rate in the 50s depending on the distance, as time is not valued as much as miles driven when calculating a ride. This is why I believe a driver should be paid at least $1 a minute minimum. This is most important when there is bad traffic, being stuck at an event, or being stuck at the airport. It is easy to have a 15-mile trip take over an hour, and it sucks to not get paid for your time, especially when you have to fight traffic to go back to where you started from. Some drivers said not to update your app as to keep Lyft Lux. The problem with that idea is if Lyft Lux is no longer available in the passenger app, it doesn't matter if you have it available on your Lyft driver app. You will most likely not receive a request. Let's take a second to talk about the passenger experience. I imagine passengers who receive Lyft Extra Comfort see the ride type as a replacement for Lyft Lux. I would be very unhappy to be picked up by a Nissan Sentra or a Toyota Corolla for Lyft Lux rates. As we have discussed in the Rideshare Garage, the list of qualified vehicles seems like it was treated as an afterthought. Some higher-end vehicles do not qualify, like a BMW, but a Sentra and a Corolla do. This change comes with no advertisement to the passenger. They are just supposed to accept this new ride type and the underlying problems that come with it. As a customer, I do not appreciate the mystery, and I would be more likely to switch to another service like Uber. All I would need is to get a Sentra one time after ordering an Extra Comfort to make me switch apps. Let's talk about the qualifications. From my research, the qualifications for Lyft Extra Comfort are more strict than the requirements for Lyft Lux. You could argue it is a recombination of Lux and preferred qualifications. You must have a vehicle that qualifies, like a 2019 Toyota Corolla or a Nissan Sentra. You must have driven 100 trips, which is at least better than Lyft Preferred's 300 trips. You must maintain a 4.85 rating, which should be easy enough. You must have 0 flags in the last 20 rides, which is kind of ridiculous. People make false claims all the time. If you have an example, share it down in the comments section. I'm sure we all want to read about it. And finally, no more than 1 cleaning flag in the past 20 rides. I think there should be 2, but at least it's not as bad as the safety rating or safety flag requirement. It is not like you can fight these things either. Customer support won't help you, and you will most likely be talking to an AI. Even if you do finally talk to a real person, they will probably tell you that there's nothing that can be done. Any passenger can report anything, and you will have to drive 20 rides to get the black mark removed from your account. That would have my stress levels up. For 20 rides, I'd be losing income as I'd most likely have to take basic. Extra Comfort is starting off with decent pay. However, there are problems as we've discussed. Poor car selection and strict requirements for the driver, making more stressed out drivers. There's also a looming idea that they will start dropping the rates over time. Do you think you will continue to drive for Lyft? What do you think about Lyft Extra Comfort? Does your car qualify? Did you get any information about bonuses or exceptions for your car? Let me know down in the comments and feel free to ask questions as I love turning great questions into videos.